meditation. Please take over my body, my mind, and my soul, and deliver the message that you instructed me to begin. Because I don't know your plans. I'm just going with the flow. Feel free to use me as usual to get through to your people. Amun. And God responds, Sila. So, those of you who don't know me, my name is Chanel Green. I am a member of the human family, and I have been treated like utter shit by the companies and corporations that you see on the title of this video. Plus, that's why I put and at the end. It's too many to mention, and the time has come for me to get justice. I believe I've been a target since I was born. Hence, in my household, when the chicken pox was going around, I got it the worst. I have been the worst treated of my mother's children and my father's children. And I say private sector because even my own family, even the people who run the convenience stores I go into, the stranger on the street, the people who run the various shops that I go into, everybody, a very large portion of the population where I reside have taken part in keeping me down, suffering me, stopping me from enjoying my human rights. So, I was asked to come here to share the Universal Declaration of Human Rights Charter of the United Nations with you all, so that when you're being punished, you can see your crime clearly. God does not chastise without understanding. So God wanted me to come on here and give you guys the understanding of what you're about to be punished for. So as I go through and read the Universal Declaration of Human Rights Charter of the United Nations, see your crimes against me. Make note. That's what you're about to be punished for. How will your punish come in? I don't know. I don't care. It's none of my business. I am not the executioner. I am just a victim. And my case is being represented by the Most High God and the rules that God has put in place for us all to follow. We are aware that you people have set a system in place whereby you feel like you are above the law. And maybe that's true, you're above your own law. Above God law? Never. You seem to have forgotten that, or nobody ever taught you that. Consider yourself taught. There are certain rules that none of you, I don't care what monarch, what queen, what king, what billionaire, what trillionaire, what gazillionaire, what club, none of that matters. We are all equal. Under God's law. The preamble of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights Charter of the United Nations. It says, whereas recognition of the inherent dignity and of the equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family is the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace in the world. That means once you exist, you have all the requirements for freedom, justice, and peace. I am here. Hang on, let me turn my screen around so they come up bigger. There we go. Whereas disregard and contempt for human rights have resulted in barbarous acts which have outraged the conscience of mankind, and the advent of a world in which human beings shall enjoy freedom of speech and belief, and freedom from fear and want, gang, has been proclaimed as the highest aspiration of the common people. You guys have been trying very hard to put me in a state of want, in a state of lack. See, I'm sensible with my money, I'm sensible with the decisions I make, and because of that quality of mind, you decide to erect and orchestrate and execute a whole bunch of schemes that would make me seem otherwise. Hence, you're about to put me further in debt. But anybody who truly wants to know me, what type of customers I am, what type of civilian, what type of civilian I am, you need to go back into my records before COVID. So we're talking about, you know, the freaking years. Work that shit out if you care. Yeah. Check all of my financial documents, everything that I'm involved in, and you see what type of civilian I am, what type of person I am in this society. I have been upholding the rules, I've been respecting the rules and the laws. Okay? The reason why I'm being attacked and held down is because of my ability to impact the world in a positive way, in an empowering way. Okay, I will continue. It says, whereas it is essential, if man is not to be compelled to have recourse as a last resort to rebellion against tyranny and oppression, that human rights should be protected by the rule of law. My brothers and sisters of the human family, God is saying in this here part of the preamble of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights Charter that Chanel has the right to do whatever fuck she wants in order to bring herself justice. Once it is my last resort. And if I've been suffering this long and trying all these different ways to get justice, to get these people to stop bullying me and whatnot, then I would assume and ascertain that I have reached that point where clearly there is absolutely no intention to offer me my freedoms and my rights as a human being. So therefore, I have every right to take them. Starting with fuck you and your tax form, I will not be filling out shit. You kept money out my pocket, all of you. So therefore, you can't ask me to fill out no tax form. I didn't make no money, so therefore there's nothing to declare. You will not be stressing me. Fuck you. Okay? That's just one of my forms of recourse in this situation, in bringing myself justice. By the grace of God. By the power that God has vested in me. Fuck you and your rules and your laws. Because clearly, for years, you've been saying fuck me and my needs and my wants and my peace of mind and my safety and that of my child as well. Okay, let's continue. Whereas it is essential to promote the development of friendly relations between nations. That's law. Whereas the peoples of the United Nations have in the Charter reaffirmed their faith in fundamental human rights, in the dignity and worth of the human person, and in the equal rights of men and women, and have determined to promote social progress and better standards of life in larger freedom. I guess you want me to believe that that doesn't include me. Whereas member states have pledged themselves to achieve, in cooperation with the United Nations, the promotion of universal respect for and observance of human rights and fundamental freedoms. United Nations, what are you doing? So you see, when God starts to pour out its wrath, a lot of you are going to suffer. All of you with your big positions and your big titles, and you're not doing your fucking job. Whereas a common understanding of these rights and freedoms is of the greatest importance for the full realization of this pledge. Therefore, this law should naturally be taught in schools at some level. Now, therefore, the General Assembly proclaims this Universal Declaration of Human Rights as a common standard of achievement for all peoples and all nations, to the end that every individual and every organ of society, keeping this declaration constantly in mind, shall strive by teaching and education to promote respect for these rights and freedoms, and by progressive measures, national and international, to secure their universal and effective recognition and observance, both among the peoples of member states themselves and among the peoples of territories under their jurisdiction. This should be taught in school. What I'm about to read is supposed to be common knowledge among all peoples everywhere. Article 1. So these are the rules. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. As I read these, just think of each one that you have violated when it comes to me. Because I have not been treated as though I am a brother or sister of the human family by these big corporations and a lot of these people in the private sector. So this is the first law that you're about to endure punishment for not treating me with the inalienable respect that I've been born to experience. Article 2. Everyone is entitled to all the rights set forth in this declaration. Everyone. Without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. So nothing about me disqualifies me from being treated with respect in this society and any society that I choose to live in. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of the political, jurisdictional, or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be independent, trust, non-self-governing, or under any other limitation of sovereignty. We're not a sovereignty, but we deserve those rights too, because I am human. We are human. Article 3. Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. You people have been restricting me of my right to life, liberty, and security of my person. I'm about to upload a video with these here laws attached to it, and at the end I put in the picture from my salon, and I put in a picture of my door with my Ask God Here sign on it. These two businesses I erected by the power of God to take care of my financial needs and that of my daughters and anybody else who come under my care. And you people have done your best to block them, destroy them, and thereby prohibiting me from my security. The people on my YouTube channel, I erected a PayPal account. They used to put donations in there. You people sent the donations to God knows where. You took all my money. My bank, you people shut down my bank account unlawfully so that nobody can send me money. I can't send no money and nobody can send me any money. The list of crimes that you people are committing against me and have committed against me and are about to commit against me is very, very long. And for that, you will suffer the consequences. Because I don't deserve this treatment. And my daughter surely don't deserve this treatment either. Because by extension, she suffers the same fate. Or very similar fate that I do. Let's not talk about all the potions and the concoctions that you people put in our foods, our sweeteners, our beverages that mess with our body's functions. There's a lot of crimes that you people are committing against us. And you will pay. I got sick and went to the hospital and they're trying to encourage me to take out my womb. All now they haven't told me what was wrong with me. I was a month or more. Almost all my blood drained out of my body. Why? I think that was the whole plot to get me to go to the hospital. So whatever they were doing, and my mother was helping. So I left the safety of my house and went to my mother's house, not knowing that she was still working with my enemies to bring me down. My mother and my stepfather watched me as I screamed out in pain as a result of whatever that nonsense was that you people put in my system to cause me to bleed for a whole month. You will all pay. Article 4. No one shall be held in slavery or servitude, which is exactly what you're trying to do to me. And I say no. And you say, okay, I will show you, you will be. And here we still are, me saying no, and you about to get fucked up for thinking that you could show me that I will be your slave or be in servitude to you. God says no, and I say no, and no it is. Slavery and the slave trade shall be prohibited in all their forms. Article 5. No one shall be subjected to torture or to cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. Add that one to the list, because that's exactly what you're doing to us. Article 6. Everyone has the right to recognition, whereas everyone has the right to recognition everywhere as a person before the law. Add that to the list. Because when I tried to get help from your police, y'all act like it's some kind of a movie or some kind of show. Y'all never sent any help for me. You want me to pay tax? What exactly am I paying tax for? Your police don't serve me. Your hospitals don't serve me. What am I paying tax for? If you could stop me from going outside and jumping on the bus and using the roads, you would. What am I paying tax for? I shall be doing no tax return this year. I never even asked for money back, so I'm not losing anything. I don't give a fuck. Why should you be giving me money back for my own business? What kind of shady vibes is that? I've always wondered. It's my money, my business. I'm establishing my business. What is tax returns really? My business don't belong to you. My businesses belong to me. My businesses are my responsibility. I fund my businesses. I don't want no money back from you people for my business. You're not my father. You're not my ruler. You're not my superior. I am she. Article 7. All are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law. All are entitled to equal protection against any discrimination in violation of this declaration and against any incitement to such discrimination. Add that to the list. Article 8. Everyone has the right to an effective remedy by the competent national tribunals for acts violating the fundamental rights granted by him by the Constitution or by law. Everyone has the right to an effective remedy by the competent national tribunals. I guess that wouldn't be in this world, because every court of justice on the planet is a court of injustice, and that is why God has to handle my case, so that it can be handled by competent national tribunals, universal tribunals, competent universal tribunals. That's what I have to get, because it's all corruption on earth. Yeah. So Article 9, no one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, detention, or exile. And that's exactly what happened. I've been exiled from my country. I belong in Montserrat. It was never my desire to come to this country. But y'all tricked me, and you injected me with this thing, claiming say that I'm going bookie in my head. And that's another case altogether. You remember how that happened. Those who are responsible for that, you know how that happened. You know the intimate details of that part of my case. England is not where I want to be. So all you white people, all you racists who want to tell me to go back to where I come from, I would be very happy to. Let me tell you that now. It was never my desire to be here in your space in the first place. Okay? So we feel the same way about that. But they use my very country people against me. This corruption stretches all the way to Montserrat as well. From the highest to the lowest of Montserrat, that's where it started for me. The police, the government, the fucking homeless man on the street threatening to kidnap me. Young men threatening to rape me. No help from the police. Went to the police station, made a report, and they never checked out anything. Straight from the police station to the place welfare. They say, oh, go and get some you could go and get some help. Then the welfare woman start talking to me, Bernadine Collins, about anger management and all sorts. Why? Because I was up the road by Peter's Bakery talking out loud like I would do on Facebook, because them time I wasn't a Facebook person, but I needed everybody to know what was going on. I was up there talking out loud because I went to the shop to buy some food. Oh God, that time I was keeping Malika home. We came home in one of Malika's lessons. So that made me feel like Malika's safety was in danger. And she was with me that day. And I think that her presence is what stopped me from being raped as well. By Nyron Daly and whoever was it Silk and whoever else. There was like 3 or 4 of them. And I was on my way back home and I saw them circling around in the car. And before I go back home to walk through that shortcut or walk anywhere along that lonely road where I have to walk to go home in Darley Hall by my father's house, I just decided, you know what, I'm going to tell everybody what's happening right now. So I stood up and I was speaking out loud, not aggressively, but firmly, so that everybody could know what's going on because I have no help. And then here come the police, Winspear, took me to the police station, telling me about Malika has to go to school and all these things. So nobody was caring about what I was going through because they were all in on it. Nobody took the time to investigate what was going on in my life to bring me any justice, but you're all going to pay now. That was since 2008. Now it's 2023 and justice is finally almost completely here. Praise the Lord. You people think that because you had me outnumbered that you were sure to win. Never. I am not a fucking quitter. I quit if I want to, and when it comes to bullying, there's no such fucking thing. So make up your mind. If you want to bully me, it's either you gonna kill me or I will kill you. I'm gonna tell you straight. Don't try it with me. I wasn't built to accept being bullied in any of its forms. So add that to the list. Article 10. Everyone is entitled in full equality to a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal in the determination of his rights and obligations and over any criminal charge against him, in my case against her. So all the things that you people been choosing to believe about me, how many of you have actually taken the time to investigate if any of these things are true or not? And why did you not take the time to investigate if they say I'm a whore? Why didn't you investigate to find out if I'm a whore or not? Why did you just treat me as though I'm a whore? If they say I'm a witch, why didn't you investigate why, if that is true or not? Why would you just treat me as if I'm an evil witch? Because there are good witches and evil witches. If they say I'm a thief, if they say I'm a killer, if they say I'm a home wrecker, I steal people's husbands, you should do your research into all these matters to find out if it's true before you start treating me as though I am. You need proof. None of you got any proof about whatever the hell these people, whoever, come to tell you about me. And if you did get proof and you see that I'm innocent, then all the more reason. Add this to the list. Article 11, Part 1. Everyone charged with a penal offense has the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty according to law in a public trial at which he has had all the guarantees necessary for his defense, in my case, her defense. Let's talk about my housing situation and how I am now down as a bad tenant because of my inability to pay my rent. In this court, which I don't need to explain to anybody because God is the judge, the jury, the witness, the executioner. God see how I went from being an exemplary tenant to being in arrears for all those years until finally I was evicted from my home. God also see all the people who live in that building who are coming into my apartment or letting people into my apartment to do things to my food, my plants, my general well-being. God saw all of it. And the day of reckoning is almost here. The period of reckoning is almost here. Part 2. No one shall be held guilty of any penal offense on account of any act or omission which did not constitute a penal offense under national or international law at the time when it was committed, nor shall a heavier penalty be imposed than the one that was applicable at the time the penal offense was committed. Well, in my case, I have not committed any offenses, so that shit does not apply to me. Article 12. No one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy. No, let me say with her. I'm going to change his everywhere I see in this thing to her, okay? So no one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with her privacy, family, home, or correspondence, nor to attacks upon her honor and reputation. Jah Rastafari. Add this to the bumbleclot list, but me not done read this one yet. Everyone has the right to the protection of law against such interference or attacks. Add this one to the list. I'm at Article 12, and how many have you had to add to the list so far? Probably about 8 or 9 or 10 out of 12. Article 13. Everyone has the right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state. Everyone has the right to leave any country, including his own, and to return to his country. I don't think I have that problem. Article 14. Everyone has the right to seek and to enjoy in other countries asylum from persecution. This right may not be invoked in the case of prosecutions genuinely arising from non-political crimes or from acts contrary to the purposes and principles of the United Nations. This doesn't apply to me, but I read it slowly, so anybody that it applies to, you could see. Article 15. Everyone has the right to a nationality. Well, that was part one. Part two, no one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his nationality, nor denied the right to change his nationality. I don't have that problem. Article 16, men and women of full age. I would say I don't have that problem, but right now I don't have a passport. So, when it's time for me to try and get my passport again, we'll see how that goes. I'll make sure to keep people updated as best as I can. So, Article 16, Part 1, men and women of full age, without any limitation due to race, nationality, or religion, have the right to marry and to found a family. They are entitled to equal rights as to marriage, during marriage, and at its dissolution. So, you can't tell me who to marry, and you can't tell nobody that they can't marry me. I think I'm a victim of this crime, but I think it was in my best interest as well. So y'all did me a favor with this one, but you still deserve to be punished. So add that to the list. Part 2 of Article 16. Marriage shall be entered into only with the free and full consent of the intending spouses. And Part 3. The family is the natural and fundamental group unit of society and is entitled to protection by society and the state. Right now, my family is me and my daughter, and we do not have protection by this society or by the state. Nor do we have protection by the Montserrat Society or by the Montserrat State. So add Article 16, Part 3 to your list of crimes against me and my child. Article 17, Part 1. Everyone has the right to own property alone as well as in association with others. No one shall no one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his property. Well, I haven't gotten into the property game yet, so this doesn't apply to me, but I'm sure that you people wish you could get involved in that to hurt my feelings as well. Article 18, everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief, and freedom either alone or in community with others, and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance. And this you can add to your list of crimes against me, because part of the reason why I'm being so heavily fought against is because of my beliefs, because of the principles that I use to govern my life. So add that to your list of crimes against me. Article 19. Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. Add this too. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. YouTube and company, Google. Add that to your list of crimes against me. Article 20. Everyone has the right to, Part 1. Article 20, Part 1. Everyone has the right to freedom of peaceful assembly and association. Part 2. No one may be compelled to belong to an association. Illuminati, fake ass Illuminati people who all you see is darkness. Add this to your list of crimes against me. No one shall be compelled to belong to an association, because this is your problem with me, because I don't want to join you, because I don't want to join your silly underground group, secret society, your devilish camp. This is the reason largely why you're fighting against me so hard, or why you have solicited the assistance of all these other companies to fight against me. It all starts with you, secret society that really runs the earth, or a large portion of it, because apparently Russia got you under control. So yeah, you don't run everything, but you would love to. Yeah. It all start with you and then it trickle down to everybody else. So you are sitting at the head. I have no desire to belong to your association. Dirty people. Moving on. Article 21, Part 1. Everyone has the right to take part in the government of his country, directly or through freely chosen representatives. Part 2. Everyone has the right of equal access to public service in his country. Add this to your list of crimes against me. When the police don't help me with this problem that I have, it's a crime against me. So, police department. Number 3, the will of the people shall be the basis of the authority of government. You hear that? The will of the people shall be the basis of the authority of government. Not government tell the people what they can and can't do, when they can and can't do it. You people have flipped this shit all the way around, and that is a crime against humanity. So add that to your list of crimes against me. The will of the people shall be the basis. The will, that means the desire of the people, shall be the basis of the authority of government. This will shall be expressed in periodic and genuine elections, which shall be by universal and equal suffrage, and shall be held by secret vote or by equivalent free voting procedures. That means it should be fair, and nobody should tell you who to vote for, and it's nobody's business either to know who you voted for and who you didn't vote for. I don't vote. But the first part of this law is one of the crimes that you people commit against me. Because instead of you people listening to the instead of you government listening to we the people, you decide you want to be overextending your power of authority and tell us what you want us to have or not have, do or not do. Yeah, add that to your list of crimes against me. Article 22. Everyone, as a member of society, has the right to social security and is entitled to realization through national effort and international cooperation, and in accordance with the organization and resources of each state, of the economic, social, and cultural rights indispensable for his dignity, for her dignity, and the free development of her personality. Add that to your list of crimes against me. And when you people bring in this nonsense digital money, you can add that to your list of crimes against we the people, because we know where you're going with that. Article 23, Part 1. Everyone has the right to work, to free choice of employment, to just and favorable conditions of work, and to protection against unemployment. Add this to your list of crimes against me that you will shortly be suffering for. And this includes all the clients that were helping you people to sabotage me on every level, spiritually, emotionally, financially, and physically. Part 2. Everyone, without any discrimination, has the right to equal pay for equal work. Exactly. So when I raise my prices, it's because I deserve more money than the average bumbleclot lactician and tarot reader out there, because My work is far superior to theirs. Whether you like it or not, has nothing to do with anything. The fact remains, I am one of the best. I was made that way. One of the best locticians, one of the best tarot and oracle readers. Period. Part 3. Add that to your list of crimes against me because you want me to work for less than what I am actually worth. eBay, I don't understand why my work is still saying it has 0 views, 0 watchers, or 0 whatever. If you're hiding my work, and I do believe that you are hiding our platform so that people can't find us, you will pay. And if you're not doing it, you better go seek and find out what is happening with it and correct this problem. Because I have a right, or else you will suffer the consequences of your neglect. Part 3. Everyone who works has the right to just and favorable remuneration, ensuring for himself and his family an existence worthy of human dignity and supplemented, if necessary, by other means of social protection. So that means that nobody is supposed to be living down below. That means no poverty line is supposed to exist. Add this to your list of crimes against me and the rest of humanity. So all this inflation nonsense that you people be coming with so that you could squeeze the people them neck some more, all that is crimes against humanity. It's not supposed to be like that. And if you want to bring in this inflation, then people should be getting something to supplement this difficulty that you people are imposing upon us. You see how God protected us with this law? Everything that we're suffering right now as the human family, God has already put laws in place to combat these things. Part 4. Everyone has the right to form and to join trade unions for the protection of his interests. Well, you guys are blocking me from that too because you're not even allowing people to call me on the phone. And when people do call me, it's your secret agents that you have solicited to come and annoy my spirit in some way or the other. Add that to your list of crimes against me. Article 24. Everyone has the right to rest and leisure, including reasonable limitation of working hours and periodic holidays with pay. This is not a problem that I have with you guys, but for those of you who need to know that law, there you go. Article 25, Part 1. Everyone has the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of himself and of his family, including food, clothing, housing, and medical care and necessary social services, and the right to security in the event of unemployment, sickness, disability, widowhood, old age, or other lack of livelihood in circumstances beyond his control. So, all these benefits from the benefit agency, that is by law. I'm entitled to that too, but you know what? I am not going to go back on that program. Why? Because God has already established me. You want me to go back on that so that you can feel like you are exalted above me. And I am deliberately not going to go back on no job seekers allowance. I'm not going back on the housing benefit. I'm not going back on any of those things. And I do believe that if I even applied, you would be so happy to be telling me no. So in all this sufferation that you've been causing me over all these years, since you disconnected me unlawfully because you thought that it would hurt me from these financial programs. I decided I'm not going back on them. Come what may, hell or high water, I am not going back on them. Fuck you and your money. I am not a beggar. I am a boss. And you will treat me as such. Add that to your list of crimes against me. Motherhood and childhood are entitled to special care and assistance. All children, whether born in or out of wedlock, shall enjoy the same social protection. So all these laws that they're bringing out, talking about you only get paid for 2 children or whatever, that is against the law. Every child has a right. So right there, you're breaking a law. That's a law against humanity. But in my own case, you can add that to your list, because me and my child have been suffering for a very long time. Article 26, Part 1. Everyone has the right to education. Education shall be free, at least in the elementary and fundamental stages. Elementary education shall be compulsory. Technical and professional education shall be made generally available, and higher education shall be equally accessible to all on the basis of merit, not color. Not whether or not you think we deserve. But as a matter of fact, fuck you and your Harvard and your Oxford and all of them other bullshit fucking factories. Nonsense. Anyway, education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality. You hear that? To the full development of the human personality. You take us away from our families for all those hours only to train us how to grow up and work in your system. That is a crime against humanity. We don't know how to clean our pum pum. We don't know how to take care of an uncircumcised dick. Why? You took home economics out of school when we should actually by right be learning these things. Anyway, let's continue. So education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. So this should be taught in schools. Again, they're telling us. It shall promote understanding, tolerance, and friendship among all nations, racial or religious groups, and shall further the activities of the United Nations for the maintenance of peace. All groups. Racism is a crime against humanity. The universe does not support it. Part says parents have a prior right to choose the kind of education that shall be given to their children. So when I was homeschooling Malika when she was younger and everybody wanted to tell me how I'm breaking the law and I don't have the right to homeschool my child and all these things, all of you were talking shit. All of you were talking out of fear because Master got you frightened. So now you want to try and inflict that fear on me. That shit don't work on me. Okay? It's my child. And I trained her up. Malika, the first time Malika went to school is when she was 7 years old. And Malika's coming in the top 4 in her class. So, next, Article 27. Everyone has the right. Hey, the first time Malika come first in her class, the girl that used to always come first, tell me why Malika end up with a ringworm on her face. Was that sabotage? And the girl who used to always come first, her mother was a doctor or some shit like that. So they got access to all these things. You see the type of shit that they put me and my child through? All of a sudden Malika got ringworm right on her fucking cheek because them jealous. Ugh, whatever. Anyway, Article 27, Part 1. Everyone has the right freely to participate in the cultural life of the community, to enjoy the arts, and to share in scientific advancement and its benefits. You see that? Everyone has the right to do this. Everyone has the right. So whatever y'all did to Nikola Tesla, crime against humanity. Everyone has the right to the protection of the moral and material interests resulting from any scientific, literary, or artistic production of which he is the author. I rest my face. And I'm not sure if y'all are guilty of this crime against me, but add this to the list. 28. Everyone is entitled to a social and international order in which the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration can be fully realized. All right. Everyone has, Article 29, Part 1. Everyone has duties to the community in which alone the free and full development of his personality is possible. Everyone has duties to the community in which alone the free and full development of his personality is possible. So all this stupidness with people get jobs based on who they know, this is going against human rights. God is saying people are supposed to fit where they fit. Your uncle and your cousin and your nephew and your niece and your friend and your wife and your girlfriend, they're not the ones that are supposed to get the job just because you have the power to give them the job. God is saying everyone has duties to the community in which alone the free and full development of his personality is possible. So it's like, get out the way. Let the teachers be the teachers. Let the mechanics be the mechanics. Let the bioengineers be the bioengineers. Don't determine who get to fit where. It's not your position. That's what this is saying. Part 2. In the exercise of his rights and freedoms, everyone shall be subject only to such limitations as are determined by law, solely for the purpose of securing due recognition and respect for the rights and freedoms of others, and of meeting the just requirements of morality, public order, and the general welfare in a democratic society. So that is saying that, hang on, only when what you're dealing with is inflicting on another person's rights, can you or will you then have to kind of draw back, or you guys have to find some kind of middle ground? So it's like, if you're not bothering anybody, if what you're doing isn't disturbing anybody else's right to life, then within reason, of course, then you should be free to do what you're doing. But if it is, then obviously adjustments have to be made. And what I do is not my problem that I'm the best. And if I am so good that a lot of people want to come to me and you lose a few customers or whatever, I don't think that is a problem that I need to adjust myself. Step up your game. Grow up. The reason why so many people flock to certain brands is because they want quality. I am quality. So I'm not trying to hear that. Let me tell you all that now. So add this to your list of crimes against me, because this has already happened. As a lactician, I get a lot of competition, and I get a lot of lacticians hating on me and all them foolishness there, just because I'm great at what I do. And my standard make them feel less than. You are less than me. You don't compare. Your quality of work don't compare. It is what it is. Period. Shit. The proof is in the pudding. Duh. You are less than me. So in order for you people to shine, you had to put me out the game completely. And I see y'all trying to mimic my work, y'all trying to steal my work, y'all trying to record what I do and how I do. And even now y'all still not fucking getting it right. Cause I don't know what you people be doing. I see your videos. I don't even comment on them anymore. I just bypass them because it's nonsense. And give it a few years, people are gonna see that these things are nonsense too. So I don't need to do anything to correct you. Nature itself is going to show that y'all are being stupid. Because you think that you're better and smarter than me. And you think that in order for you to shine, you have to get me out of the way. I've been out of the way for years now. How's that working out for you? If you're shit, you're just shit. Period. It had nothing to do with me. So whether I'm there or not, if you're shit, you're just shit. Part 3. These rights and freedoms may in no case be exercised contrary to the purposes and principles of the United Nations. So the United Nations Charter, this stands. This trumps all of man's laws. If a law of the land conflicts this law here, this law trumps those laws. Period. Article 30, this is the last one. It says, nothing in this declaration may be interpreted as implying for any state, group, or person any right to engage in any activity or to perform any act aimed at the destruction of any of the rights and freedoms set forth herein. So God is saying, this thing here, y'all can't say that I'm giving power to anybody to do anything that they're not supposed to do. This was made equal. This was made fair. There's no way around it. God is saying, you heard what the fuck I said. Now go do what you're supposed to do. Do it properly, or else just know that you're breaking the law and you are liable for prosecution. And here we are. So let's see what happens after this. And my thing is, I've been saying 0 and 0. But let me tell you what. You know who's supposed to be watching me? They're watching me. I know you're watching me. So if nobody else is seeing me, you dumb bastards, this message is mostly for you.